Before the world turned dark, there was light. Before the war, before the camps, before the silence, there was Viktor Frankl, a young Austrian psychiatrist with a simple belief that even in pain, life could have meaning. He was a man of science, but he also believed in the human soul. While others studied how the body breaks, Viktor studied why the spirit endures. Viktor grew up in Vienna, Austria, a city of thinkers, poets, and dreamers. He spent his youth searching for answers to one question: what gives life its meaning? He was fascinated by human suffering, not in a morbid way, but as a puzzle. Why do some people survive despair, while others lose hope in comfort? By the age of 25, he had already begun shaping his theory that purpose, not pleasure or power, is what keeps the human spirit alive. He called it logotherapy, the therapy of meaning. Then came 1938. The Nazis invaded Austria. The world he knew began to crumble. As a Jew, his freedom vanished overnight. He was banned from his hospital job. His patients were taken away. His friends disappeared one by one. Still, he refused to leave. He had a chance to escape to America, a visa in his hands, but his parents were too old to travel, and he couldn't abandon them. So he tore up the visa. He chose love and loyalty over survival. In September 1942, Viktor and his family were deported to Theresienstadt, a concentration camp north of Prague. He carried one precious thing, a manuscript of his life's work, hidden in his coat. His theory about meaning, his years of research, all his hope, written on fragile pages. But when he arrived, the guards stripped everything away. His clothes, his possessions, his name. He was no longer Viktor Frankl, just prisoner 119104. And in that moment, as the wind howled through the camp, he whispered to himself, "Everything can be taken from a man, except one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances." Life in the camps was beyond comprehension. Days blurred into each other, hunger, cold, and fear. People died daily, sometimes from disease, sometimes from despair. Frankl worked as a doctor in the infirmary. He saw hundreds dying, not just from starvation, but from hopelessness. When a man said, "I have nothing left to live for," it was often the last thing he ever said. But Viktor noticed something, a miracle hidden in suffering. Those who had a reason to live, a loved one waiting, a dream to finish, a faith to hold, somehow survived longer. "He who has a why to live," Frankl wrote later, "can bear almost any how." One winter morning, as he marched barefoot through snow to the work site, Viktor saw something, a sunrise breaking through the fog. The sky glowed crimson, and for a brief second, the whole camp turned golden. In that silence, he felt the presence of his wife, far away, maybe gone, but alive in his heart. And in that moment, he whispered to himself, "Love is the ultimate and highest goal to which man can aspire." He realized, even in hell, he was free. Free to love, free to find meaning, free to believe that his suffering could still have purpose. Another day, a dying prisoner told him he dreamed of standing on a stage after the war, telling people what he had learned. Frankl leaned close and said, "That dream, hold on to it. It might save you." And for a time, it did. In April 1945, the war ended. The camps were liberated, but for Viktor, freedom came with unbearable pain. His wife, his parents, his brother, all gone. The world he loved had been burned to ashes. He stood amid the ruins holding nothing but the will to begin again. He could have given up, many did, but he remembered what he had whispered in the camp. Even when all is lost, one thing remains: the power to find meaning. So, he began again, from nothing. Viktor rewrote his lost manuscript, from memory. Every word he had once hidden in his coat, now reborn from his soul. That book became man's search for meaning, a testament not to suffering, but to the power of purpose. He returned to medicine, to teaching, to life. He remarried, he smiled again, and he began sharing what he had learned in the darkest of places, that meaning is not found in comfort, but in courage. Viktor Frankl went on to inspire millions. His lectures filled halls across continents. He spoke not as a hero, but as a survivor, proof that even in the valley of death, the human spirit can rise. He taught that life's meaning isn't given to us, it's created by us, moment by moment. When we suffer, we can ask, "Why me?" Or we can ask, "What can this teach me?" He said, "Happiness cannot be pursued, it must ensue. It is the side effect of living a life of meaning." He never forgot the faces from the camp, the lost, the broken, the ones who sang even in sorrow. He carried them in his heart until his final day. And maybe that was his real message, that meaning is not found when life is easy, it is found when life tests us the most. That even in the darkest place on earth, a small act of kindness can light a star in the night. From Viktor Frankl's story, we learn, 1. You can't always choose your suffering, but you can always choose your response. 2. Purpose gives power to endure. When you live for something or someone, the impossible becomes possible. 3. Meaning isn't found in things, it's found in love, courage, and the choice to keep believing. When everything is taken from you, what remains is who you are and who you choose to become. This was the story of Viktor Frankl, a man who lost everything, yet discovered the one thing no one could ever take away: meaning. If his story touched your heart, remember, you too have a purpose waiting to be found. Keep walking, keep believing, because somewhere along the road, you'll find your why. Subscribe for more stories like this.